What's up, guys? So, I'm HLG Bang.
And Shu here.
I'm number 1 on Colorado's PR. He's soon to be probably 4, maybe 5. We'll see.
Somewhere.
It's depending. And we're the Balanced Breakfast.
Yes.
We're just kind of experimenting here. We're going to start analyzing some Colorado sets because we've seen a lot of people are just now getting into really watching their videos. So we want to make sure not only that they're doing it right, but how you should analyze the video and really what you should see. Because I think, especially for me, this is what got me a lot better, especially early on. But it's really good to see and watch yourself play.
And it's good to think about what moves you should be making at what time and what pieces of your play you need to work on, and pointing that out is definitely helpful no matter how skillful or how much work you need to do. So.
And starting off, we're just going to start off with JFK and Miiself, 2 people we see a lot, especially in the Colorado scene. And let's get started. Got Freddie commentating.
Yes, Freddie here. Skip ahead to... Oh, we also get Gay commentating here.
Freddie and Gay.
Yep.
Alright, so they start Smashville.
Smashville. I mean, you know, when picking this, Ness is always... It's like an advantage to Ness. So.
Yeah, I usually don't like to go here, especially against Ness, because, I mean, the forward throw on the platform, you can say that I'm not going to go on that platform. But I don't usually like this against Ness. I think most people just say I'm going to go Smashville immediately.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I do it, you do it, everyone does it.
Right.
But... especially in a 2 out of 3 set, those stages are a lot more important. In 3 out of 5, Smashville is almost a guarantee because it's not a big deal. But definitely weigh your options.
Because you know, you might as well take advantage of the set while you can.
And some characters are so much better on Smashville than others.
Yeah, I know that feeling because I always agree to it. I have 2 other stages that I can always go to that are better.
Yeah.
So... looking at his start, Miiself is looking for grabs, which is a good combo starter for Ness.
Yeah, you see him whiffing a lot though.
Yeah. And then that's always a scary thing on stage is the PK Thunder.
Yeah, you see Miiself kind of lose patience there of what he wanted to do, so he kind of just went for the PK Thunder. That one's a lot more smart because he's farther away, but especially when you're just in neutral, that's not the right option.
One thing that I always like watching JFK play is that aggressive nature, but then he also plays back with those eggs. So one moment he's in your face, the next he's setting up combos.
Well, you see JFK, he takes like a really early lead here, but Miiself does kind of just settle in. I like to think that he's been playing this game a while, so he kind of knows the whole swing of things. But he's really just going to stay calm and not give JFK a chance to really kill him.
One thing that's interesting though is that he's always trying to still approach even though he's at that kill death percent. And I mean, he's got tools to approach, but
those eggs were very unsolicited by JFK, and he's hanging on that platform like I said you shouldn't, and he's going to die at under 100 before getting hit. And then you see him getting really antsy for the kill here, and if there's something I always tell everybody, it's that don't be searching for that kill, especially right out of the stock, because then you're going to get all this percent.
Yeah, right now it's 23, and he's rolling around.
Just because, like you said, the platform's going to move. It's going to put you in a bad position.
And now here's the chance right here.
Right. Speaking of bad positions...
Okay.
So pause it there.
That's a perfect example of being too aggressive. JFK was winning this entire first game. He was dominating Miiself in the neutral, and he was just doing great things. But then around when he was winning by about 70% in that first stock, you see him really looking for that kill and using options that he just shouldn't use. He didn't have his confirms. He wasn't playing smart. He died early, and then he made a couple dumb mistakes, and now he's going to die at 48.
Yeah, because, you know, Ness is one of those characters that you have to know that you're going to get him if you're going to try anything off stage. That's how Miiself got his victory against me for the first time. Was I thought I need to kill him because he's there, and I just went off and he lilatted me through PK Thunder. So
And I mean, this is really smart by Miiself. I mean,
yeah.
He stayed in his head and he made sure that he wasn't going to get killed and he wasn't going to give him an opportunity to kill him. So I mean, it just didn't happen.
When you're Ness and living at 152%,
really good.
You're doing good there. I mean, now you have rage, so your back air is actually scary enough to kill like it did earlier.
And your PK Thunder 2 is going to kill JFK at 48%. Probably going to see some salt.
Wow.
Oh, a little bit.
Yep. He's like, what is that shit? I understand that, you know, frustration, but you went too aggressive. You know?
Yeah.
I want to say
so
it's a big deal to stay in your head here. I know JFK somewhat struggles with that. Somewhat. I don't think it's as bad as it looks, honestly.
No, I think it's almost an edge for him to a degree because he refocuses really fast back onto the match.
Yeah.
It's a moment of just, I hate this is stupid, now I'm going to fix it and not let that happen again because I hate it so much.
He's probably not going to switch. I don't think he switches.
I don't think he switches here, if I remember right.
I wouldn't. I think his Yoshi does, like Freddie said earlier, really well, especially against Miiself's Ness. He just made a couple dumb mistakes, but he was dominating.
Yeah, he was dominating the entire match, it felt like. He just couldn't get the kill, and then he got too greedy. Although now he goes right in and just... If you notice the habit of the first game, like what the opponent does the first game when approaching, they probably will do it again.
And something that a lot of people figured out, especially the people who can beat JFK on a regular basis, which is not a lot of people, but I would say Jesus for a while and me for a while, it's kind of you just sit back and let him go aggro, and then you just play off that.
Yeah, because he approaches there, and then you just punish him for those little mistakes.
But I mean, his aggressiveness really does work.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, especially on Broken Shield, that should be the stock, and it will be, yeah.
Yeah.
But his aggro nature is like really good, and it's hard to like think about it. But if you process it and realize that Yoshi doesn't have the best options, then you can really begin to like accept that and then punish him for it.
And especially as Ness, like if you're approaching that Ness, your grab immediately is going to be great. I mean, your grab out of shield if he's approaching that closely.
And that's death.
And that's death for him.
So that was a quick flip from the other game. So what Justin realizes is that he kind of flipped it. Since he got an early kill, now Miiself was really hunting him down.
Yep.
But JFK, he stayed aggressive and he kept playing his game that he dominated with the first and the second game. He just didn't make the options that put him in a bad position to die.
And the other part is, if you look at his percent, 64%, you're not going to die soon, most likely as Yoshi.
No.
So you're able to keep playing that aggressive nature, and you're not worried about dying yet. So play to your advantage when you have that lead, especially in percentage. So
That's really good. Yeah, you really want to play the percent game, especially when you're up a stock.
yeah.
Of like, I'm going to get all this percent because I want to try to even up. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm not trying to do anything big or flash you to two-stock you. I used to think of it as like, I'm ahead of stock, I have some room to work with, but you really don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long game, it's a volatile game, especially against someone like Ness. You're going to die early if you aren't.
I mean,
If
you
you're
could
on
die at like 0 on the platform.
Yeah.
Just, you're there. I mean, they ran it back each time to Smashville.
Yeah, so he was smart. He's racking up percent, and he's not doing anything too flashy. He's playing his game, and he's playing it smart. And they're going back to Smashville for the third time in a row.
I mean, Miiself asked, I'm sure, and it's like, I mean, let's do it all. Why not?
JFK
So,
feeling himself probably agreed.
yeah.
I wonder how Miiself's going to adapt now because Miiself.
You kind of see the same start to
Yeah.
every single game. Ooh, that was a nice B reverse, though.
That's one thing that I really like about it is the movement with Yoshi, especially with the B reverses, is you don't see that or expect it.
Yeah,
so
you really
when you
don't.
do it, it's great.
This one's a lot more even. I like to see Miiself go in and just kind of poke at him because, I mean, Ness doesn't have the best options, especially when he's right in your face. But if you do like play the poke game, you do a lot better. Like they were basically tied in percent, but then Miiself was kind of staying in him, and JFK saw it and punished him for it.
Yeah.
A great thing that JFK does is that whenever he notices, because a lot of people will run up to Yoshi and shield because he's really about the fairs, and if you miss space it, it's an easy grab. But what he'll do is he'll bait that, jump in the air, and then he always egg lays. He gets everybody with it. I see him do it all the time because people think to run up and shield.
Right.
And not even just against Yoshi, but against everyone, but with someone with a command grab like Yoshi, pressing that neutral B and getting them into egg really makes them rethink, and then that's when you punish them with like fairs and up airs and stuff like that.
It's especially like, even with your Diddy Kong, like you side
Side
B
B.
and you still shield because you're like, I'm going to shield it.
Mhm.
No, you can't get away with it.
That's smart.
So, it's good movement there.
With the up B, so we know that Chance State definitely.
And I think one thing that's always hard to pay attention to is that platform. And like, if you shoot or air dodge onto it, or if you even land an attack on it, that lag is going to get you.
But you gotta be mindful of surroundings. He used a fair, and I don't know if he thought it was gonna auto cancel on that platform, but he used it, and it really was not solicited, and it ended up being an early death because he was already on the edge of that platform.
And you see him like kind of waver around that platform. He was thinking if he could land that, he was going to go for that grab.
So something else that I see here. Wait, I'm gonna go a little bit back.
Yeah.
Where is it? So JFK is just gonna hang out on this platform because he can, because he's winning, and something that I see almost everybody do is they want to approach people on that platform. Like you see JFK throwing eggs and being really campy, and Miiself's like, well, I'm behind by a good amount.
Yep.
He's behind by a decent amount. So he's really trying to like rack that percent and try to get that kill, and he's going to get percent for it. But what he doesn't realize is there's 4 minutes and 55 seconds left.
Yeah.
Which is so long. This set is like, could be the entirety of one game. But it was 3 because they were both so aggressive. Miiself played into JFK's strength, which was aggressiveness, and JFK is better at it.
Okay, yeah.
Which is why he did not end up prevailing in this set, spoiler alert.
Right.
But if Miiself just waits and sits there, he's in the advantage. If he stays on the stage, he's in an advantageous situation because JFK is not only above him, but he's on a platform. So he can punish him for that, but instead he reaches out to him and then gives JFK the advantage. So the Smashville platform is it's a very big deal and people don't realize
Right.
it. You can use it for a lot of things like recovering and stuff like that, but if someone's on the platform and you have stage, that's called stage control. And if you maintain stage control, then you're winning. Even though Ness and Miiself are down by a lot, he could still get a lot of percent and be in a much better spot than if he goes and chases JFK right now, because that's where JFK wants you to go. And he's smart about it because he knows Miiself, as you can see in the player cam, is
Yeah.
aggressive and he wants to go get him, and that's
wants
not what
it.
you want.
Well, and the other thing that you have to look at is Ness, especially with his PK Thunder, can keep him zoned out there too. And Yoshi's recovery, while great with the super armor, is still just a one egg throw, and then the second one just you watch yourself die.
Yeah.
So if you just keep him on that side, you're forcing JFK into either bad options or overly aggressive options, and eventually that platform is going to come back,
Mhm.
and that's when you can punish him.
Let's see what happens. So he throws the eggs,
Air dodges through it just to avoid it.
and then he loses stage control because he chased him.
Yep.
Now they're basically back in neutral. I mean, he just got hit by a jab, didn't get any percent on Yoshi, and now they're back on the stage. But if he stayed on the stage to start, he could have gotten an up air, he could have gotten a grab, he could have gotten something.
At least any percentage at all at this point.
Ooh, I don't know if it was.
And now back in neutral.
Yep, and now it's equal.
I don't know if it was a misinput. Or if
So,
it was
I think it's a very big deal. I was watching a video on this that you need to take advantage of when you're in the advantage. So someone's off stage, you have a percent advantage. If you think of it as like 100% and neutral is 50-50, when they're off stage, you're at like 60.
60, 40.
Yeah. So if you like give that up, then you're giving them the 50-50 back.
Okay.
Like as a Diddy Kong main, what I used to do is I would just run away from the edge. Pull a banana because Diddy Kong wins neutral,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But no one really wins neutral. I mean, he has a win neutral free tool basically, but you need to edge guard. Edge guarding is really important. So you need to take advantage of your advantage.
Yeah.
And I know it's like weird to think about, but while you're in the advantage, that's when you really take advantage. That's when you get the percent. That's when you get those early kills. But you can't let them back for free.
No, and especially when you're a character like Yoshi, who has an egg that can keep pressure on the side, or Ness with that PK Thunder that could randomly spike if it hits you while you're trying to recover. You know, you got to take advantage of those moments where the other player has to do something or they're going to fall.
Mhm.
Like, they have to do something, and you know that.
If
So-
you're winning by even 1%, then that's when you have to take advantage, and that's when you go in, and that's
Right.
when you do your thing. But right now, I mean, the
I
percents are
mean-
even. It's not looking good.
Yeah, and then a forward smash. And so now you're off. So there's the eggs. And right here, JFK not going off for anything risky this time.
But he's edge guarding him. He's winning right now in this situation.
Just to nair him. I mean,
He's gonna die, but Miiself is not gonna.
not going to
get
live.
back.
So, I mean, it barely worked out, but that was a good idea to try to keep him out there.
And this is just the thing with Ness is, I mean, his recovery's always been bad. It's
Yeah.
easy to take advantage of. And right now, even though he's only at 78%, one forward smash, he doesn't have a jump. And JFK taking advantage of this, he knows he's not going to get back, so he takes that stock, but he leans back because he knows, and that's the game.
Yep. And he's
However,
like-
Ness's Magna hands sometimes are crazy.
Yeah,
so-
I mean, you know, you look at that and you're like, maybe, you know, right in this little bit, you're like, he might have a chance there. So,
But that was really smart to just sacrifice your stock for the win.
yeah, and you have that stock to play with. Like, that's where you can especially push your advantage. You're not, I mean, it's risky to push it, but you have a stock now.
So JFK basically dominated all 3 games. He made a couple costly mistakes the first game, which is why he lost. But then he kept playing that same game, and Miiself getting more and more desperate played into his hand, giving JFK the advantage, and that's why JFK basically took the set.
One thing that I think both players don't look at as much is a timeout kind of thing, or like playing the clock.
Mhm.
And I think that's because both are aggressive, like you said.
Mhm.
But playing to the time is you have all the time in the world to work with. Like, this is almost a minute and a half probably by the end here. Yeah.
So about a minute and a half game.
And when you think about, like, this whole set could be 18 minutes, and the fact that the entire set is 6,
Is like crazy.
I mean, you're playing a third of the game right now. No
Let's see.
problem.
I don't think any of the games went to 2 minutes.
Oh, no. I don't even think any of them went under, like, feels like not even under 4.
This one wasn't even a minute long. Like, it's just the come to me,
Yeah.
and you have all the time in the world. People think, oh, timing out's lame. And, like, someone like Samfish, I think, is so smart because he understands that you have to approach me now.
Yep.
I don't have to approach you. I have 6 minutes, and I will time you out those 6 minutes if you don't come to me. Because I'm not going to put myself in a bad situation.
Yep.
Go get you. And JFK, I don't know if I've ever seen him be in a timeout situation.
The closest I've seen is the Nero Bayonetta egg strategy.
You're
That's
right.
like the one time that I've seen it ever pull out, especially with Yoshi, because he's such a close range character, except for the eggs, that you kind of feel like he has to be aggressive.
Somewhat. I don't think any character is forced to be aggressive, though. I think that's the whole idea of neutral, is that you can either be aggressive, you can be defensive, or you can be somewhere in between. And I think it's best to be somewhere in between, and you just have to realize the clock management, whether you're in a good situation or a bad situation, and what your play off your opponent and see what they're doing.
Yeah, and I think both these players in general would gain to take that second and just like think about how do I expand the game to a longer thing so that I rack up more damage and make the kills easier. Especially Ness, like if you're just chipping at it, eventually you will hit back throw time. Like I feel like that's the ultimate goal for Ness's is back throw, and if you're just chipping at it for 3 minutes, eventually it's going to come here.
It is.
Like,
and like it's scary. The longer time goes on, the more anxious people get. And I understand it's a tournament setting and everyone's nervous.
Yeah.
But it's like you really have to slow it down or else you're going to have like 58-second games.
Yep.
And if you have a 58-second game, then who knows what can happen in that time.
Like, first game was Miiself, second and third were JFK, but a minute to 2 minutes?
You really have to take your time. I really recommend it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's probably the biggest thing. Like that happens in most games is they go too fast. You can't keep up mentally. Like you're just hit. Oh, I died.
but I think like the bigger mistake is that one person like JFK here, like I don't know Miiself to be super aggressive. He's usually somewhere in between, I would say.
Yeah.
But JFK is almost always aggressive. So it's that kind of playing into your opponent. And Miiself is not usually the aggressor, but he really tried to become one, and that's not his play style. So he played into JFK's strength, and I can't say it enough. But
yeah, like, and that's definitely something you have to look at is as a player, what is your most advantageous state? For JFK especially, it's being able to play fast, play quick, play aggressive, because he knows how to punish all your aggressive options very fast, and he has the tools to do it. A nair that comes out very fast, a fair that spikes, a down air that can gimp you. All those tools can get you. But if you slow it down, if Yoshi's just using eggs, I mean, now you're just playing that game where he doesn't have as many tools. And so he is forced to do something about it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, I
Yep.
think that's enough for our first video.
JFK
JFK
Miiself.
winning 2-1 over Miiself. Really interesting set. It's really interesting to like delve into what really makes a set, especially this children's game and everything that goes into it, because there's a lot.
It's like there's so many small pieces that you have to look at. So.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, and Balanced Breakfast out.